Bob's Garden. We're here in the first week of August in the northwest hills of Connecticut, and it's time to dig and divide some irises. Now, bearded irises, need to be dug and divided probably from every 3 to 5 years, depending on how their growth goes. Bearded irises should be situated in full sun. That means solid sun from 10 in the morning to at least 4 in the afternoon. They need that 6 hours of solid sun in order to perform well. And what happens is the irises get quite crowded like this. These are the rhizomes. The rhizomes here are basically an extended root, and it gets very crowded in here. And you don't have. You see how this rhizome, it's going to have a growth on the end of it. This is the one that's going to bloom. It's not going to bloom on this end here. So we need to be able to free this up so we can have more rhizome growth in here. So there's a couple ways to do this. One way is to dig the entire clump out. The digging here can get quite difficult because they really become quite compacted. When you see the rhizomes bunching up against each other and mounding, that's a good sign that it's time to divide them. So we're going to get a shovel in here. I'm going to come around the edge of this because it's easier than cutting through it. And we're going to dig out this entire clump, and we're going to get down in here, and it's actually quite difficult to get through these rhizomes. And then we'll come on the other side and slice through it. And once we got that, we should be able to pull this out, and we can actually break off the clump. So here we have a clump. So I'm gonna go through this entire bed of irises to dig those areas out, to free up some more room for them. But in the meantime, I want to show you how this gets done. So it's very easy. We just break this off, and you can see we separate it, and we have a really nice clump here. What we want to do is we want to do something called fanning the irises. Now we do this in preparation for the winter time, but we need to do this now, and we need to do this 6 weeks before your first frost date, so they can get established. So our first frost date is sometime in the first week in October. Sometimes it's been later recently, and this gives us enough time to plant these in and for their growth to happen. So we fan the irises about this level here, and what this does, it gives full strength to the center of your bearded iris. And we're going to do this to all of them before the winter time, but now we just let this growth. And this kind of browning and spawning is very typical about this time of year. So we can get another clump here. You can see how crowded this is. We're not going to get any stems in here because of this crowding. So we can break this apart in here, and we'll have another clump. And you see some tearing there. It's okay. We'll discard that part, but we have plenty of roots for this one. And again, we'll fan this, and this will give it greater strength. Now, when it's first put in for the first year you do this, it's a good idea, especially in the northern climates, to wait till the ground freezes and then put some evergreens over them to protect them for the first winter. So hemlock works, spruce will work, but you want to wait till the ground freezes, because otherwise you'll have thawing and heaving. So I have a spot where I could put a few of these. The rest of them, I don't need a lot of irises here, and so the rest of them, after I dig them, I am going to take them to the garden club. I'll take them, spread them around, give them to friends. And you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves here. We don't want more than 5. So we'll cut off the side ones like this. And we leave the center. And the strongest growth is going to be in through here. So we'll just cut those off like that. So now we have a couple nice clumps. I have a spot we'll go to and I'll show you how those get planted. So we have a area here. I can expand this group of irises here, bearded irises. The nepeta has been cut back. This will expand to fill this area, but we can put a few in here. And you want to do this with a trowel. You really don't need a shovel for this because they are not planted deeply. We want the rhizomes to be on top of the ground. It's very important that these get sun. You don't put any mulch on this area. You can put mulch up to the area where it is, but these really, what happens during the season is that the rain and everything will push this mulch over. So periodically, I'll go through the iris bed to expose the rhizomes. It's very important that the rhizomes get sun. So it's just a very simple method here. We'll just take our trowel here. We don't have to go down deep. You see we're running into some other roots from the other irises. And we want to face the rhizome in towards the clump that we already have because you'll hit the expansion will fill in that area. We're going to plant these about a foot apart, and we'll have these on an angle like this, just about like this. And then we just close this over and you're all set. Now the first couple of seasons, these will not flower, and they need a couple years to get established. Now, normally I forgot my fertilizer today, but we use a low nitrogen fertilizer. I can sprinkle in some of these. Tomorrow I'll come in here and we'll sprinkle some of that around. But it's a 6-6-10 fertilizer, low nitrogen, and you mix it into the soil at planting. But it's okay if you get it like me, and you can just dig it in this way. So we'll do the same thing like this with the foliage facing outwards, and we'll get this one in same way. Get those roots down in here. And we have one more to go. Keep these well watered. Water it 3 times a week if it doesn't rain, and you're good to go. So that's how to dig and divide bearded irises. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Bob's Garden. Please share, subscribe, and comment on my videos. And remember, be curious, not judgmental.